I had me a real good night's sleep. I wake up. I woke up around maybe 6 a.m., 6 a.m.ish, 6 a.m.ish. I don't know if that's a word, but it's a word now. And I was looking at my phone, and I look at this ESPN Sham Charania blockbuster trade went down between the Lakers and the Mavericks. And so, then I saw something that says that possibly his account on X had been hacked. So I'm looking, I'm like, wait a minute. The Mavs trade Luka Doncic for Anthony Davis? I said, no, you got to be freaking kidding me. And sure enough, I got to looking around, went to ESPN, went to Sham Charania, and lo and behold, this went down. If you didn't know, Luka Doncic is gone. He's a Laker now. They traded Luka Doncic for Anthony Davis. The Lakers again received the 5-time All-Star Luka Doncic, as well as Maxi Kleber and Markieff Morris. The Mavs received 10-time All-Star Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and the Lakers 2029 first-round pick. Wow. Can you say wow? My man over here on TikTok says, Lakers think they finna have another ring. Not when I'm here. What's up, What's up, Jack? How you doing? This is crazy, man. And let me say this. The GM, Nico Harrison of the Mavericks, actually, they approached the Lakers about this trade a few days ago. They actually initiated this. This is freaking crazy. You trade, he about to be 26, but you trade your all-star, 25-year-old all-star. You're coming off the Western Conference Finals appearance, and you really, you brought in Klay Thompson to give you a little bit of firepower. And I was like, okay, wow. And to top it off, Nico Harrison, they initiated. So now I'm thinking there's something going on behind the scenes with the Mavericks that we did not know about when it comes to Luka Doncic and some relationships. And what I think and what I've been reading is the Mavericks weren't happy with Luka Doncic's conditioning, and he's always having a weight issue and his defensive liabilities. That is what I read. According to Mavs GM Nico Harrison, this is a quote. He says that defense wins championships, and he wanted to get Davis, who's an all-defensive center. That is what Nico Harrison said, for the GM for the Mavericks. Again, these talks were initiated by the Dallas Mavericks. Tim Rimbert says Dallas Mavericks just gave up the star player, and that they did. And I was trying to think about when is the last time we've seen a trade of this magnitude in the NBA when a star player like Luka Doncic was traded. And I really couldn't think of the closest one I could really think about was Grant Hill. When the Detroit Pistons traded Grant Hill in the peak, and he was only, I believe, 27 when the Pistons traded him to the Orlando Magic. My guy KJ says you have too much ISO, and the Mavs know Luka doesn't stay in shape, and that is what I'm reading. KJ, that is the talk that the Mavericks were displeased with his defense, which he was a defensive liability. What's happening? Good afternoon to you. I can't see that. I appreciate you popping in. But that was one of the issues that Jason Kidd wasn't happy with. Luka Doncic was with his defense. And we all know he wasn't ever going to be a great defensive player, but he just had to give some effort. And that was one of the issues that they had with Luka Doncic on the defensive end. Again, and then he was very ball dominant. He would dribble the air. He liked to dribble the air out the ball. Let's be honest with you. So that is the reason behind this. Now, was there some issues between Doncic and Jason Kidd? I don't know. They seem to have a pretty good relationship, as far as I know. But again, the two things that there was in reports I've read, that the Mavericks weren't happy with him always coming in not in shape. His endurance has always been shaky, and again, his weight has fluctuated, and he's been hurt quite a bit. He's had some little nicks and knacks. Matter of fact, he's only played 22 games this season. He hadn't played, I think, since after Christmas with a calf strain. And he, according to reports, at one point during this year, Luka Doncic weighed 260 pounds. That's too heavy. That's too heavy for him, man. So again, blockbuster trade went down last night. I'm still kind of shocked. The Mavs and the Lakers pull off this deal, and we'll see. Everybody gonna keep a watch on, see where these teams going. Now, right now, I was looking at the standings. The Mavs are in the 8th spot right now with a 26-23 record. The Lakers right now are in the 5th spot in the West with a 28-19 record. So what do you guys think about this trade? Who was the winner in your mind? Who you think won this? Did the Dallas Mavericks win this trade again? The Mavs received Anthony Davis, 10-time All-Star, one-time NBA champ. He's also, he's always nicked up. Matter of fact, he has an abdominal strain right now, so he hasn't played. The Mavs, again, received Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and the Lakers 2029 first-round pick. The Mavs received, the Mavs received Davis. The Lakers received Luka Doncic, and they received Markieff Morris and Maxi Kleber. So, Rakeem says Mavs is better, but I don't see any team winning. My man Cone said he thinks the Lakers won this trade deal. Just looking at it on paper, in my opinion, I would say probably the Mavericks may have won this. I think they got Davis playing at the 4 spot, which is that's where he wants to play. And I think he adds a little bit of, adds some more defense when he's healthy, when he's on the floor, and he can open up, he can score. AD can't open a door without dislocating his shoulder. I know, right? He can't stay healthy. That's the biggest issue with Anthony Davis. So again, that is the big news. It was a shock heard around the world. On Saturday night, a bunch of players went on social media. They couldn't believe it. Kevin Durant said it definitely shows you that anybody is touchable. And there you go. My man Deshaun Williams says the Lakers. I think looking at it, me personally, I think the Mavericks actually on paper wins this trade. Now, here's the projected starting lineups for both clubs. Right now, this is potential. I just found this too. Rakeem says, I would have went with D Fox instead of Luka. Yeah, I would have too. The potential starting lineups here for the Mavericks. Here you go. Kyrie Irving, Klay Thompson, Quentin Grimes at the 3. You got Anthony Davis at the 4, and you got Daniel Gafford at the 5. That's the potential starting lineup for the Dallas Mavericks. For the Lakers, you got Luka Doncic, you got Austin Reeves, you got LeBron James at the 3, you got Dorian Finney-Smith at the 4, and Jackson Hayes at the 5. Looking at both of those lineups, the Mavericks wins hands down. You ask me. That's a potential. Just looking at those the starting 5, in my opinion, the Lakers, the Mavs look better. Now again, Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, and LeBron James. LeBron James and Luka Doncic gonna do most of the ball handling when you look at that. Vincent Mills says both of them wouldn't make it in Jordan era. Oh, they talk okay. Yeah. Anybody's touchable. That's what Kevin Durant said. So again, that is the projected starting lineups for both these clubs. Again, we really won't know until we get a little deeper in the season. Again, like I said, the Mavs are sitting at the 8th spot right now at 26-23, and the Lakers are sitting at the 5th spot at 28-19. So both I really thought this was really a fake and somebody hacked it. But again, Nico Harrison, he's quick to pull the plug, man. He's GM. Matter of fact, I think they said he has a relationship with Anthony Davis somewhat, from what I've been told. So again, that is the big news in the NBA. Which, by the way, the trading deadline is February 6th. That is coming up this Thursday. Oh, we did have another trade, by the way, happened a couple of days ago. The Clippers traded P.J. Tucker and Mo Bamba to the Jazz for Drew Eubanks and Patty Mills and the 2nd-round pick and cash. That happened a couple of days ago. And speaking of which, cash, Luka Doncic now is not eligible for that 5-year, $395 million max deal he could have signed this summer, because what? because he got traded. He would have been eligible again. Luka Doncic would have been eligible for a 5-year, $345 million super max deal this summer, but because of this trade, he is no longer eligible for that super max deal. Now, the Lakers and the Mavericks do play twice this season. In a couple of they play in a couple of weeks, and then I think again they play in March sometime.